Messi and breaking Major League en la ciudad del sol. Here in Miami, we know who's el campeón. Leo my team, yeah. Suárez on the field, Alex wedding day team. Con Busquets ya es un win. The trio of singing muchachos. Las familias se escuchan en los barrios. Esta camiseta pinky la llevan todos los guachos. Los rookies quedan sin comentarios. Messi ambetea, tiki-taki gol. El estadio Chase bañado en gloria y sudor. Aquí se ama y se respeta el balón. Florida es tu casa, acostúmbrate al calor. Estate listo pa' Messi and estate listo pa' Messi and
What up? Hello, everyone, and welcome to a live episode of Messi and Co. Watch Party, watch along, stream. I'm not sure. This is my first time doing it, so we can decide on the name later. Already 90 people here. Wow, that's super exciting. Minutes away from Inter Miami versus CF Montreal midweek MLS matchup, and it's a matchup that is huge for Inter Miami after what was a big comeback victory, I think, against Philadelphia, where they had it all to do, got those two late goals, Messi free kick. Can they now take that energy and put it in today, get a clean victory today, and then get ready for Columbus? Because this team has needed a turnaround, and it's the perfect time to do so. Thank you for everyone joining. Wow, already 120 people. I'm sure everyone keep adding. Let me know what are your thoughts are on the starting lineup. I think that's a good place to join. By the way, we will be having special guests on the stream. So make sure you're chatting, letting us know. It's going to be super interactive, but it's me to start. And so let's talk about the starting 11. Looks like Mascherano has moved to a 4-4-2, where you have Ustari still in goal, and then we have a back line of Frey, Lujan, Allen, and Alba. I think we were all sort of wondering what was going on with the back three, or whether, Jordi is going to play left mid, left wing, and it looks like he's going to be back, hopefully in a more defensive role where he has the ability to move forward when needed. A midfield four of Ronaldo, Busquets, Segovia, and Allende, with Allende probably going to be playing a little bit higher up. And then Messi and Suarez. Some people were questioning if Luis Suarez was going to start. He is. There's obviously been a lot of talk about different options for players to come to Inter Miami, from Luka Modric to obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, Kevin De Bruyne at one point, Neymar, a lot of big names. So I think we're still a couple days away from that FIFA Club World Cup transfer window, and we'll see if they make any noise. But for tonight and for Saturday's game against Columbus, this is the group we got. And so it's the players and Mascherano's responsibility to right the ship. What do you think of the lineup? Anything you would have changed? Angel Di Maria. Yeah, thank you. I was wondering who I was forgetting, but that's a big name. Why is Lujan playing seriously? I'm guessing it's, Lujan or Falcon. I think Falcon's probably has played better in the season, in my opinion, but maybe just needs some rest. Tomas Aviles made a big impact when he came off the bench on Saturday. So I don't know. I think Lujan's an interesting choice. I will see how it plays out. Obviously, Yannick Bright injured, so he's not featured, which is a shame, because I think a lot of us would argue Yannick Bright's one of the best players on the team, and just absolutely amazing for his age. Great partner with Sergio Busquets, but it will be Ronaldo instead. So all we can do is root for him. And we're minutes away from starting right now. The players, the captains lined up, and exciting game. What are your score predictions against the Montreal team that is obviously bottom of the East, but Inter Miami haven't been too hot either, so it's really a battle of who can outdo the other. Look who it is, mi amigo. Welcome, Gian.
Yo, what's up? First watch party. This is exciting.
I know. Look, we already have 230 people watching.
This is awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
What have you guys been talking about? What's everybody saying?
Well, started with the lineup. There's about, the fact that Lujan is still in that back four
Hmm.
versus Falcon versus Aviles, who had a good showing. Mascherano moving to the 4-4-2. What are your thoughts?
Um, I think it makes sense just because what we saw with Jordi Alba last time and him playing in the midfield, I don't think was the best decision. So I think that quickly Mascherano figured that out, and I think Alba's best served in the defense. So I think that that's going to be good. Um, what else? Lujan or Falcon? I think that's a an interesting decision. I think
Yeah, that's what I was kind of interesting.
Lujan did pretty good, I think, last game. So we'll see. I mean, something I tweeted from my personal account was they Macherano needs to use these two games, this one and the one against Columbus, to make sure that he finds the right squad to go into the Club World Cup, and some tough decisions are going to be made. So certainly Lujan over Maxi Falcon as a starting center back is a tough decision, and it takes some huevos to be able to do that because Maxi Falcon was a guy you paid a lot of money for, and a guy that was supposed to be the starter, came from Colo Colo from Chile.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if it pans out. I think Lujan did a good job last time, so we'll have to see. But overall, good. Segovia back in, so that's good too.
And then we talked about starting up front, seeing a couple comments here as well. I don't know if I can make this bigger. No, I don't think so. I was just because they're showing comments now in the bottom right, but I think it's probably easier when we show them like this. Suarez is again starting. Of course, games just kicked off, by the way. So let's go Inter Miami. But Mike doesn't have a score prediction, but he's confident Suarez won't score. Do you feel the same?
Am I confident? I don't know how you can be confident. I mean, he hasn't scored, so there may be a chance that he doesn't score, but I don't know where the confidence comes from. I think that this is a Montreal team that is 15th place in the East. They're not the best team. So if there was ever a comeback game for Suarez to score and get hopefully back into rhythm, this is it. So I would hope he scores. I think that's going to be really important. Sometimes that's what all strikers need to do when they're in a slump. That one goal kind of opens everything up for them. So we need one from Suarez big time.
Ian Frey keeping his starting spot right now over Cello, something I think we're both, advocating for. I think he hasn't had the best few games, but I think he is, of course, the better player by far, in our opinion, and helps with that attack. So glad to see he's getting the nod.
Yeah, let's see. So far, we're about a little over a minute in.
Mm-hmm.
Suarez is pressuring, Messi's pressuring. I think that one of the things I want to see this team do more, and let's see if they start to do it, is a lot more man marking when they're pressuring the build out of the opponent. Because a lot of times it's just one or two guys, like it'll, pressuring up front. But look, here you go. Now Busquets is pressuring, man marking.
Yeah.
Allende's man marking a little bit. They have a lot
It's
of pressure up
important to
front, so
get
I
a
like
hot
that.
start, right? To assert dominance and possession and a good press, and don't let Montreal feel at all that they could be in the game, right? That's what you want. You want to have. I think Inter Miami has been missing that like strike of fear that teams kind of had last season, or was part of the transition. I think recently no one seems to be afraid of Inter Miami, and so I think it's important at home, start strong and reassert that you have the best players in MLS.
Yeah, you definitely need to start strong. You don't want to have to play from behind this team. As given I think the score line of last time, they actually finally showed that they can kind of come back and still show some resilience, but they haven't necessarily always played like that this season.
Good run from Ian. Options in the box. Can you get it over? Oh, Suarez. Suarez goes for the back heel. Now that would be a way to get yourself off of a scoring drought. Back heeling it. Great play from Ian Frey, though. That is something we definitely want to see early. It's kind of fun giving commentary. Like,
Yeah, that's something you don't get from Cello too much,
It was a great run. I mean, totally took the top off the defense. I think Suarez probably could have tried to do a half turn and shoot instead of the back heel, but you live and learn.
People say, stop doing that, Suarez.
Over 400 people on the stream right now. So happy to
Yeah.
have you. We're hoping as we do it, great turn by Allende, that we'll be able to add some cool features so that you could be following along with us. Messi in the box gets to Segovia. Oh, out for a goal kick or a corner? I think goal kick.
I'd like to see Segovia more on the ball, playmaking, and just freeing up Messi a little bit for him to be a little higher up.
Yeah.
Like him feeding Messi. I mean, when the ball's in his feet, I think that he does a good job. Segovia. He's not a winger. You know, sometimes you try to play him as a winger. He's not
Yeah.
necessarily that.
Agreed. He seems a bit more narrow on the pitch to start, which is good. I will say though, in the first 5 minutes, Inter Miami with two good built attacks where you got the ball, you got to cross through, and the final product or getting a shot on target hasn't happened, but they were two good balls, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, when Segovia was asked how he likes to play on the pitch, where he likes to be, he basically said that Macherano just lets the game dictate that. He says that when the team or when the defense plays narrow, that he opens up wide. If the opponent is playing wider, then he tries to find those spaces in between. So trying to figure out right now, about almost like 5 minutes in here, trying to see what Montreal is doing, seeing what type of spaces they're allowing for these guys to get in. Suarez pressuring the ball. Jordi Alba doing good. Segovia right there in the middle,
Good
playing
defensive
back with
play
Lujan.
by Jordi Alba. And I think what we said too before we started was that in this with this lineup and the midfield, Jordi Alba doesn't have to play as up front, I think, which is helpful. He's able to, make the runs when necessary, but also a good defensive anchor. Because the
Yep.
defense has been lacking and missing the experience recently. I think of Jordi Alba having that veteran leadership, making sure they're keeping their lines,
What do you give me your account, Ashley, like with the minutes? Where are you at right now? Like,
5:46.
okay, so you and me are about the same. It's
What are you
incredible.
at?
We're all watching. Well, I don't know if I guess all of us are watching on
Oh,
Apple TV. I'm 5:57, 5:58, 5:59,
yeah. So
6.
you're like, I think 1 second. You're 1 second ahead of me, but that's
Yeah,
good then. This is good, for people
yeah.
seeing it at different times. Part of it. This is us seeing if we're good at doing live commentary. This is our trial. So also, I apologize for my lighting in advance. My light broke, and I'm just using house lighting. So
Do you like this shirt? Look at this shirt.
I do like that shirt.
You guys like that shirt? What do you think?
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a what is this? MLS Mitchell and Ness. Pretty cool. Somebody gave it to me as a gift.
Very cool. Lujan just tried and
Yeah,
successfully was able to stop the cat. Was able to
I don't
stop
like
the.
when Messi plays so deep, honestly. It's not my favorite either. It's quite the difference from Macherano and Tata. Tata wanted him higher up. Macherano wants him going deep. But at the end of the day, like you have Busquets that should be the connector in the midfield. He's the one that should be, I think, bringing the ball up. Telasco. I don't understand why Messi has to drop so
Yeah,
much.
agreed. I think also part of it is but there you go. Messi almost with a turnover, but turning the ball over from Montreal, but wasn't able to keep possession. Montreal building down the right-hand side on attack. Let's see. This is really the first full push against Inter Miami's defense tonight. Let's see how they
That was close.
almost ended in a shot, top left corner. Almost ended in a shot, so it was not maybe a good start. Jan, you may want to lower yours a little. It's getting a little bit of the back feed for your commentary.
Dang, really? Thing is low as heck. Hold on.
We're the commentary. You don't need their commentary. We're the commentary.
Do you listen to commentary in English or Spanish, Ash?
When I'm watching at home English, when I'm at the stadium Spanish.
That's that's funny.
It's
Can you hear
true.
still or not? How's the background noise?
Good. Perfect.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, so far nothing too crazy happening. I will say though, for this episode, thank you, of course, for joining us for the first half for this live watch along. It's been really fun so far. At halftime, I know you're going to dip because your team in Ecuador is playing in the Libertadores, and that's still a very hard word for me to say. But we will have Fabian Rankel join at halftime, which is going to be amazing. And then we have a couple more special guests in the second half from our favorite podcast. So there will be commentary throughout this whole entire match. You won't just be listening to me, so don't worry.
We are our friends from what can I say it? Or I don't know if you're
Yeah,
trying to.
go ahead, say it.
I think our friends from Drive Pink Dialogue are coming, right?
That's right.
Yeah, those guys are cool. Somebody put on the tweet on the live one, show match. You are showing yourself. I could show you the match, and probably within 15 seconds you won't see us anymore because we'll be
Yeah,
totally ignoring this
it'll
stuff.
be it will be copyrighted, so that's why you can only watch our faces, unfortunately. But
I think if
we
I'm
have,
not mistaken,
we
it'd
have
be
a
cool.
player
Like,
down on the
oh no, who
right.
is it? Oh, it's
Looks
Lujan.
like it's you were just happy just now. It wasn't Ian Frey. I felt that immediately.
I mean, you never want anybody to go down, but certainly not
No.
Ian Frey, who has a bunch of injury history. Falcon is suited up and getting ready. So we'll see if he has to come in. Hopefully not. I mean, you know, as much as I like him, I don't want him to have to come in because of an injury, but
It
Lujan is
looks
still
like
down. Oh,
he's down. He's not looking good, and I'm guessing it's a
Aviles
muscle
is coming
strain.
in.
Aviles coming in, which I think, obviously don't want to see that for Lujan. We need to be able to have all of our players available. Looks like, yeah, he pulled something. Oh, sorry, my dog's barking. Can you take over
Yeah.
for a second?
Yeah. No, so it's gonna be Scotty and Sar. They're probably gonna one. I don't know if both of them or one of them are gonna show up. So they're using the magic spray on Lujan, seeing that revives him, but it seems like it's something that he's unfortunately gonna have to come off of the pitch for. Aviles is already on the sideline about to come in. Looks like a inner thigh injury. Something like looks like he pulled it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious that's going to keep him out on an extended amount of time. He's actually up walking, which is always a good sign. Obviously laboring a bit. Tony says, Aviles, yes. Look, man, Aviles has been doing, I think, pretty good. And he's been able to keep those cards, I think, from having to get yellow cards like he used to. So I think he's doing a good job. Toto. Everybody likes Aviles. Aviles is good and he's fast. And I think that when you're playing him against, especially when you were playing Falcon as a starting center back, you needed somebody to come and be next to him that has speed, right? Because Falcon, IQ, really good IQ, smart guy, knows to be in the right place,
Yeah.
is tough and gritty, but Falcon always has lacked the speed. So having, Aviles in there for speed. And right now they have Noah Allen. So
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think Aviles
I got
after
20 on Toto getting me.
Saturday, he did, like you said, he made some great runs and was breaking the lines and doing everything that we've been looking for in that defensive part to help with creation. And so Inter Miami definitely need to capitalize on that.
Yeah, but that was excellent. That was one of the things, at least for me, the highlights of what I just really enjoyed seeing Aviles in that I forgot if it was the second or the third goal where he did break a line. He took a defender and that basically broke an entire line. There were about three or four of Philadelphia's players that were just behind Aviles, and Aviles had wide open space to be able to play the ball in and make a good play that ended up resulting in a goal. So I'd like to see more of that with Aviles. That would be excellent. And Aviles, believe it or not, he's got the ability to move with the
Messi
ball on his
doing
feet.
Messi. Three defenders couldn't stop him, drew the foul. What a play. Over 700 people right now on our stream. Pretty cool.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm Gian. I was just making sure. Could you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. Chat, who would you like to see score for Inter Miami? My dog, I'm sorry. Who would you like to see score for Inter Miami?
I feel like we're gonna get a bunch of anybody at this point.
I know, right? I think I'd like everyone to score, but I think Suarez scoring would be good. Very good.
So maybe the question is, who needs to score the most? Who needs it for? Because we all know these players. Most of these players are good, but they've kind of taken a bit of their level. Some of them, their level has dropped. So who needs to score the most? Allende scored recently. Tadeo scored recent. I mean, Allende is Tadeo. Telasco, sorry, Telasco scored recently. Tadeo scored recently. Suarez is like Messi scored recently. It's really Suarez that needs it the most at this point.
Agreed.
Oh, did that seem
Oh,
like Messi got hit? No, because if Messi got fouled there, I think he would have probably yelled a bit more.
yeah, I don't know, but that was prime free kick position.
Look,
So
Jordi Alba's in the middle right now. He's not even playing as a left back right now. He's getting a lot of on ball movement right in the middle of the pitch.
they're getting there, but we just need to see something created. A real goal scoring chance.
Well, that's the thing. This Inter Miami team has really, I think, been able to bring the ball up into the final third, keep possession of the ball, but at the end of the day, they've really had a hard time converting. They just, I mean, that's one of the toughest things.
Exactly. Agreed.
I think you want to see a lot of a lot more of Allende making runs into space. That's what I'd like to see as well. You see,
100%.
right now they're not man marking here as Montreal builds out as much as they should. They're basically playing more of a zone. Like it's just the top two kind of cover the two center backs. And then as the ball shifts, so does the kind of a zone type of approach. They're not really one on one. I think if they put a bit more pressure, they can probably have Montreal commit an error and hopefully. I mean, they have 4 or 5 guys up on the ball. If they were able to take the ball there, they'd be able to get a good counterattack pretty quickly.
Yeah, agreed. 15 minutes in, Inter Miami started strong, but I think the game's lulled a little bit. Obviously, Lujan had to be substituted out with an injury, but Avila slots right in. So, that nothing too crazy there, but I'd like to see Inter Miami pick it up a little bit more and do a little bit more of that creation we've been looking for. Also, I'm sorry about my dog, guys. He may just randomly bark. Suarez should not be that far back. That's why he's not scoring goals. But he did make a good defensive play just now, but still.
Well, the thing is, what happens is Busquets is having to go back into the defense, I think too often. But now he's on the ball. He's the one, so he connects with Suarez. Suarez with Redondo with, who was that?
Segovia.
With Segovia, then Segovia
And that
back
is the
to David.
position we want to see him in.
Yeah. No, I mean, right now, so far, good triangulation there with the ball. They're passing the ball well. It's just what are they going to do with it now? See, that's what happens. I think you see a lot of side to side movement, a lot of triangulation around the middle of the pitch. As soon as they try to put the ball forward and make a vertical pass, a lot of times they're either imprecise or they're putting the ball in a place where there's just not enough space and they get the ball taken away. So that's the main issue, is just going forward.
Yeah, I agreed. They got to figure it out. Well, someone who can help them figure out would be a new striker. Anthony asks me what striker that's going to be available during the summer would. Okay, you answer.
Gosh, you sound like you're at a car lot, like, and those are like the security dogs or something. Like those dogs sound big. Like I don't even know what they look like, and they sound huge, like a Rottweiler or something.
They are huge.
Which striker that's going to be available during the summer transfer window fits with what Mascherano wants to do? What do you think? Do you want me to answer that? Are you ready?
You first.
What striker? What
Because I don't know
striker?
about striker. I think we're going to get wingers like Angel Di Maria potentially. But
I honestly haven't heard of any striker.
We have our backup striker, right? That's what he was brought in for. He hasn't gotten much minutes, but I think that they probably aren't considering that the main position, even if you think it should be.
Here's my worry. I don't know if I don't think they're gonna bring in a striker because I don't think they're ready to move Suarez to the bench. Because if they were ready to move Suarez to the bench, they have Allen Orlando, even though he's 18 years old. You have the opportunity to give him a chance, but you also have Tadeo Allende, who can play center forward, who's played center forward and is faster than Suarez, has already showed that he can put the ball in the back of the net, has a good shot, has the pace to take players. So because of that, I don't think that they're ready to bring somebody else in. If not, they have two guys that they could try on their bench.
Oh,
Look,
good
here's
stop by
Messi.
Suarez. There you go, run. Messi probably could have shot. Oh, and Messi heads it over the bar. I think Messi could have shot that before passing it out to Suarez, to be honest with you. But a golden chance after good press from Luis Suarez to turn the ball over in a very dangerous area. Wishing Inter Miami with a 3-on-3 could have done a little bit better.
Does Miami have enough room in terms of salary cap to get both Luka Modric and Angel Di Maria? Honestly, it all depends on what they ask for. If they're willing to take the discount, they may be able to fit them in. If they're
I
gonna
think
have
it'd be difficult to get both.
if they're gonna request an exorbitant amount of money right now, Inter Miami doesn't have the designated player spots to be able to sign them right now. They'd have to try to. I'm not sure how much GAM or TAM money they have left right now, where they could buy somebody down possibly, and take them out of the DP slot in free one. So realistically, let's just say both of them require a lot of money. Um, I think it's like over 600 and something, 650, $660,000 would require them to be at a DP spot or bought down. If it's that amount of money, I don't think you can do both. It's either way, it's tough. It's really tough because you again would have to buy somebody down that's already a designated player at this point.
Yeah,
It's
and I
not going to
don't
be.
foresee that happening. So I think it will probably be one. Like it was onside for that.
That's what I was going to say actually.
Yeah.
What Miami King said again. Suarez missed a chance as a striker didn't shoot and passed the bad one. He's has to be out. He is a striker. I understand that the pass made it to Messi's head, but Messi's also like 3 feet tall, and the ball was way above. And as a striker, like I feel like if you don't shoot from there, you at least I think you try to better position yourself to shoot with the ball. And it's just as Suarez is. I think any other striker would have probably tried something else to at least get a shot on goal there. So too often I see Suarez passing. So I have to agree with that.
Over 900 people on the stream right now. Oh, Jordi Alba looks like he's grabbing his hamstring. Hopefully, it's
Is that what
just
your dog said?
stop and play. I know.
Is that what your dog said?
Yeah, it
Okay.
looks like Jordi Alba that David Martinez is going to be getting ready to potentially sub in for. Yeah, Jordi Alba down with what we really couldn't afford, which was a muscle injury. Hopefully, my initial thought, hopefully it's minor and he will be available for the Club World Cup because we cannot lose Jordi Alba.
Well, he's on his way out. David Martinez looks like he's coming in.
And it looks like from what we saw, a potential left hamstring, and that is not good.
Oh my God. The Kremaski rumors were basically the were some premier clubs like Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United. Who else was it? There were some rumors for I think the Premier League too.
Yeah, he looks like he just pulled it. He pulled off. He pulled up from it. It was non-contact.
I think to me those are always the scariest ones, the non-contact ones.
I think it's just I think he just pulled a muscle, but we can hope. That's all I can say is we can hope. So do you think wow, so that's now 2 of Inter Miami's back 4 having to be subbed in the first half, and that's 2 windows Inter Miami have had to use to make a substitution. So that means they're going to have to use halftime to make a sub, and then there's only going to have 1 window in the whole entire second half. Really bad luck for Inter Miami.
I mean, extremely bad luck. They have a game against Columbus this weekend on Saturday, and then basically they have 2 weeks of rest before they go up against Al Ahly for the FIFA Club World Cup on June 14th. So, I mean, I don't know. Jordi Alba has 3 weeks to rest then.
Yeah.
Well, not 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, but still never a good sign.
Yeah, he looked like he was saying to Noah Allen as he was walking off that it's okay. But we'll have to wait and see, and like you said, hope for the best. I think this would be a situation where we really should, under no circumstance, see him against Columbus, and he has to, even if it was a minor tweak, you hold him until the Club World Cup, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, the fact that Inter Miami had to use 2 injury windows for 2 separate defensive players this would be a big test for Mascherano to see how he handles his last 3 available subs. When is he going to make them? Who are they going to be? I think a much harder decision now than it was when you thought you were going to make 0 substitutions in the first half. Do you think this affects morale at all when you see 2 players like this come off early?
I think that, yeah, just because of what this team is already going through. I think the morale is already low to start off with, so this definitely didn't help. Under other circumstances, I think either way it's tough to see 2 of your guys go down, but luckily it wasn't anything like gruesome, and it was, they were both able to kind of walk under their own power, which I think is very helpful for that. But I think a team that's already down, and to see a couple of guys come off, that's always difficult. It also changes the game plan differently. Unfortunately for Mascherano, he had an attacking left back, and now he's got David Martinez there on the left. So I think that now that really basically becomes,
puts a lot of pressure on Noah.
Yeah, and I think we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it stays as a 4 in the back, or if it becomes more of 3 center backs. And no, actually, what it is it's Frey going up, and then you've got Busquets hanging out in the back, and it's almost like a back 4 with Busquets.
Yeah, which we saw a lot of last year.
Yeah. So we have now Redondo's helping out in the back. You've got Messi there with. The thing is, look, you've got 5. That's what you see, Messi with the pass going forward, and it's a bad pass.
Well, and it's also just not the same Suarez, but Inter Miami get it back, can keep building off of this. Busquets gotta get out of trouble there, and he does well. Gets it to Messi in good territory. Messi shoots.
Wow, what a
goal!
goal! What a goal!
Lionel Messi, goal! Golazo, golazo, golazo.
Qué golazo! Qué golazo! El Capi.
In the 26th minute, El Capitan, Lionel Messi, makes it 1-0 for Inter Miami. What a goal.
Qué golazo. Dang, I wish I had.
Golazo.
That was excellent.
You saw it, but you know what? You said it once, we'll say it a million times. Over 1,000 people watching this stream, by the way. If you give Messi a running start, going to his left towards the top of the 18-yard box, and he has a shot, I wouldn't bet against it. Not only being on target, but being at the back of the net. Yeah, look at that. Good spacing. What a shot, though. That's still outside of
Busquets basically uses
box.
his body. You saw how Busquets drops the ball off and uses his body to basically give
that
Messi
goal is all because of Busquets being able to get out of a situation where he would lose the ball, create space, has a defender scrambling, which gives Messi just that one step, and that's all he needs. He only needs one step, and he can create magic. Goal. Inter Miami with an important goal, up 1-0 against Montreal. How many goal contributions is that for Messi so far this season?
Let's take a look.
Can we look that up
right now? Yep. I'm looking it up right now.
What did I say? Do you remember what I said at the beginning of the season? In my prediction, I actually said it to Scotty, who's going to be joining us in the second half. I said, when it's all said and done, including all competitions for Inter Miami, Lionel Messi can get near 100 goal contributions. And what is he at right now?
He's at six goals and 2 assists.
8. Okay. That's it? I thought he was at more.
What? I mean, that's the regular season.
But that's only MLS. That's not including Champions Cup.
Yeah. So 6 and 2 plus this one would be 7.
So 8. So 15.
Wait, how did that math work?
Well, you said 8 for MLS for goal contributions. 6-2. And then how many for CONCACAF Champions Cup was there?
Let's take a look at that.
So we're at 8 so far.
Yeah. We're at 6 goals and 2 assists before that goal is what I'm saying. So he's got 7 goals and 2 assists in MLS.
So 9. Okay, so 9.
9. And then in Champions Cup, let's see how many he had.
I'm thinking at least 5 or 7 goals and assists. He scored in almost every match.
Messi had 5 goals.
How many assists?
And assists, he's not even on the, let's see.
Oh, Messi
Looks like maybe
going
1.
in again. Is he going to make
Suarez.
the
What is Suarez doing?
Suarez with a poor touch. Something we have also said before. So then that's 5 goals. So that's 14 goal contributions without the assists. And I think he has a couple assists. Anyway, all that to say, 100 may not be as crazy as you think.
Suarez just blocked his own shot.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about Suarez. I think I've said everything I need to say about Suarez. I mean, hey, I mean, good for him. Him and Messi just made a new team in Uruguay, 4th division. So at least that's going right for him. So that's good.
So now that's 2 banger goals in a row for Messi in 2 matches.
Okay, give me 1 second. Come in.
Oh, look, we're both having these dog issues. This goes to show, but Montreal with a chance to even the score and over the bar, but it was a good chance for their striker off of counterattack. Inter Miami lucky for them not to have scored well. It would have been close if Aviles kept him offside or not, but yeah, missed chance for sure for Montreal, which Inter Miami will gladly accept in order to keep the lead. Wow, looking at that replay of Messi's goal against the post. What a goal. What a goal.
I missed that. I had to step away for a second. But did we almost get scored on?
Yeah.
Or was that offside? Dude, I think that
I
shot
think
was.
it could have been offside. I don't know. It didn't, because he didn't score. We didn't get the official lines.
Okay, wow. I hadn't seen one of these in a long time. A water break.
Yeah, well, it is so hot in Florida right now. Sorry, I'm just
It's currently 84 degrees.
But the humidity is
what's
up
the
there, yeah. The humidity is crazy.
I'm gonna check the humidity now. Let's
Messi 2 games, 2 golazos. Agreed.
I'm gonna do a weather check, ladies and gents. I'm gonna give you
thank you. You're really the analytics department tonight.
Yep. The high today was 91 with a low of 80. We're currently at 84 degrees right now. Conditions cloudy. We're gonna go ahead and do the feels like. So even though it is 84, it does actually feel like 86 right now. And that's probably because of the humidity. Today's chance of precipitation is going to be 0%. So we're good on that front. Last 24 hours, 0 precipitation as well. Forecast 84 now and mostly cloudy. It feels warmer, but temperatures will go down as of 1 a.m. But by that point, everybody's in bed and relaxed. I am missing the humidity, so I will get you the humidity shortly if you bear with me right now.
See, this is what you get from a Messi and Co. live stream.
Oh, air quality 40. Air quality 40. So that's always good. And let's see what else here. Humidity 71%,
great
by the way.
Just give the ball to Messi. Agreed. Let's just do that. Oh, Inter Miami tried to play out from the back, but Ustari with a good ball to Allende. Can Inter Miami build again? Montreal pressing. Inter Miami needs to be composed getting out of this. Ustari with another ball out, good ball out, because it ended in Messi's foot, and that means it was a good ball out. David Martinez taking it up. Do you guys like the color commentary, by the way? Like, do you like the play-by-play, or do you prefer us to just, I don't know, we've never done this before. But almost 1,200 people watching, so thank you for watching. Damn, that was a good goal. He's scoring bangers right now.
Telling you, Messi always finds a way, even though everything is not looking necessarily good and the passes maybe aren't there. Messi finds a way. That was, and again, big props to Busquets. Anytime I hear that Busquets shouldn't be playing or that Busquets needs to be subbed, I'm like, the guy is the motor behind this team. Other than Messi, he's the one that's able to break lines and recover and pass out and do everything that he needs to do. So I think that Busquets deserves his flowers. He's the one that gets the least recognition on this team.
Agreed.
There's good pressure by Noah Allen. He doesn't let Sealy come out with the ball. He has to play the ball back into the center backs. See, look at I love this pressure by Inter Miami right now.
Agreed.
But I wish I saw a little bit more from Messi and Suarez though. But from a zone tactic, they're playing a good. Wow, the goalkeeper's coming out quite a bit there.
Yeah, agreed.
Messi is running. There's a Telasco going after Sealy right now.
I will say, I do think that goal from Inter Miami was so important to have in the first half because, like I said, though we just saw two separate injuries to the defensive line, two substitution windows taken. Team has had a run of bad results, and to be able to set the tone with that goal and to get it in the first half that early, I think is super important. They just got to make sure that Montreal don't score in the first half.
And Mascherano's yelling at somebody. I don't know who he's.
Yeah, Mascherano looks upset.
He does look upset. Yeah, so the back four is very clear, and you've got the middle three right now. Busquets is actually that's Busquets? Yeah, look at Busquets is playing higher than Messi right now on the pressure. He's everywhere right now.
He's everywhere. Roy Kent. He's everywhere. Roy Kent. For everyone watching Ted Lasso.
He runs back to join next to Redondo. Then he presses up again. Telasco. I mean, they're pressing excellent right now, and that's with all this heat and exhaustion that they have. But Messi's running and pressing as well. David Martinez comes out as well. Let's see Ian Frey with a one-on-one here. Was that a foul? No, not a foul.
No, it looks like he got the ball first.
That was good. Really good by Ian Frey there.
Ian Frey been great so far in this first half. Created some good chances, had some good forward runs, and it seems to be keeping his end of the stick.
Have you noticed how talkative Ian Frey's been over the last couple of games?
Yeah, well, with Indiana Vassilev, his former teammate, they were really jawing at each other.
Yeah, and here too. I like that energy. I think that's good for the team. After he comes out with a good play, I feel like he's got like little snarky comments and he's just smiling and it's good. It's good stuff.
And you know who does that and who's amazing at that? Jordi Alba. And so
Jordi Alba also gets cards for slapping necks and
well, but he's confident in himself and I think has attackers not feel comfortable going against him, and that's what we want.
Yeah, if I was Jordi, I'd be careful. I think these refs are being briefed already to look out for these certain players that are, doing these things, and I'm sure they have a target on Jordi Alba's back already. So anytime he touches anybody, there's going to be a chance for a card.
Agreed. My dog right now I think needs to go, so I'm going to go off for 2 minutes because I know I'm going to be doing the rest of the stream as soon as we get our guests on. So if you could just keep it going, Gian, for 2 minutes.
I'll try my best. All right, guys, Ashley's gone. Now let's talk about the juicy stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so so far, good for Inter Miami, winning 1-0. I think, again, they've been doing a good job of pressuring and making it difficult. Montreal's having a really difficult time getting out of their own side of the field right now, playing the ball out wide. Segovia putting the pressure on, and then I think you have Suarez around the middle of the field also trying to put pressure. They play the ball out wide, and Ian Frey is being helped by Allende. And I think that as soon as they're outside, the guys on Montreal kind of get a little bit of pressure on them. They panic and they try to put a center in or change sides of the field. And in this case, the ball completely went out of bounds. And as long as they can continue to pressure correctly, I think that they'll be okay. But I think they need to score too. I think too often we've seen Inter Miami score and then kind of let go of the reins and not score, and then that's where teams find their opportunities. So no Allen plays back with Redondo back to Ustari. This is where Busquets always goes into the middle to receive the ball from Ustari to try help facilitate. So let's see if he'll play the ball. No, actually, it's a long ball from Ustari straight into Allende, just trying to control it. And he actually does end up holding onto the ball, and it falls right into Ian Frey. Velasco. I think Noah's been doing a good job as well playing out wide, so I like that. Noah to me was always a good player. I like them, especially when he came in last season. Messi opens up wide with Frey. Frey is such a great option out wide. Really great option. Okay. Oh man, no Allen had a chance there. Unfortunately, hits the ball a little bit wide of the goal, but at least he got a shot on. That's what you want to see more from the Inter Miami team. Again, they're always around the opponent's area. They're always in the final third, but they're not necessarily getting shots in. So this was good. Boosie is key, although he is slow. I mean, he was never a guy that had a lot of speed, even at Barca. He was just a guy I mean, just connected the defense with the offense. The ball always ran through him. He'd recuperate the ball and just put in a good pass. So yeah, so we got Messi with the ball. What? Oh no. Okay, so I thought for a second Velasco lost that ball, but it was a pass back to Messi. Then Busquets. See, I mean, that was I think, an overall good pass from Busquets looking for Messi as he was cutting into the area, just unfortunately a little bit too in front of him. David Martinez with a great job recovering the ball. And ooh, Caño. A little Meg there from David Martinez. It went a little long there. I think he was trying to pass, but at the end of the day, it was a Meg. So that was really pretty. Velasco playing more of an interior role, which is what I think he plays best at. So I really like that. Man, Messi just took about two defenders there. And then Ian Frey tries to cut the ball back to him as he cuts in. Just unfortunately, doesn't make it all the way in. Busquets. Looks like Busquets gets a yellow card for fouling Saliba. That wasn't necessarily because of the challenge. I think more so because the referee probably just considers that he was cutting the play, the momentum of the play. I mean,
Okay.
tough one
Sorry,
on
hello, I'm back.
Busquets. You took your dog out all in a span of 10 seconds?
I know,
That's
I
quick.
just have to let them out and back, but they're needy.
They're needy
I'm dog
dogs.
sitting, which is why I'm not at the game tonight in Miami and why I'm here doing this live stream. But I'm happy because this is something we hadn't done before, and I don't know if we would have done it, but now certainly for away games, this is definitely something we can incorporate because we have 1,300 people watching right now and some really good conversation.
You don't think he touched him? I'm not 100% sure. I think I thought he made some contact, but at the end of the day, the yellow is not because of the contact. The yellow again was just because he broke the play.
Yeah. He'll need to be careful in the second half, but I'm not worried about Busquets. He's someone who knows how to stay out of danger when the game is over.
Poor pass by Allende there, but
poor pass by Allende, but great defensive turnaround. Suarez, can he get it off his feet? He does. You have Messi bringing it up.
That was a poor pass. Good idea though, but Messi recovers the
Great
ball.
press though, but Messi does it. He gets it back, and can he get a shot off?
Oh man,
but the pressing is what got them there.
He
Great
just couldn't
press by
find
this
enough
Inter Miami
space.
team.
he couldn't find enough space, unfortunately, for the shot.
The dogs don't want to miss the game, bro. I know. Well, they're done now because I've given them 3 treats. Don't tell my aunt and uncle. And I've taken them out, and so not another sound for the rest of this match. Noah Allen taking it up on the left. Inter Miami could close this half on a good note. I'd love to see another goal-scoring chance. Looks like Allende let that one go. Foul, though, against Inter Miami, breaking up the play.
Oh, there's Fafa, Crema, Afonso. Those are 2 players that I'd really like to see more on the pitch. Unfortunately, they don't get minutes. I would love to see this team with Fafa speed more often. I'd love to see Afonso get in a few minutes here and there. I don't expect him to start by any means, but he and Fafa are basically our 2 fastest guys and guys that can take people and dribble past in open spaces for Inter Miami. So man, I'd really like to see those guys get more time.
I agree. I do think we will see Fafa in the second half because we're going to need legs in order to keep the defense honest. Maybe Kremaski as well, because again, obviously because of those 2 defensive forced substitutions, I don't think we'll see any more defensive changes. I think Ian Frey maybe in the past would have come out for Cello, but I don't know if that's going to happen today. They may save their subs for midfield and attackers. 5 minutes of extra time just put on, which includes obviously the 2 injuries for Inter Miami, the goal, and the hydration break. So probably about right.
I'm going to say something that may be controversial, but I think that Messi sometimes holds on to the ball a little too much, I will say.
Oh, well, Montreal with a chance and just wide. Oh, but it looks like Ian Frey's down.
But
Maybe there was a hand to the face.
Aviles now.
Fabulous. I'm guessing there was a hand to the face.
Damn, that's the last thing we needed now. Aviles as well. Oh, man, hopefully he gets up. Let's see what
Looking at
happens.
the
I don't understand.
replay. Uh-oh. I didn't see any contact on that, so
I don't see anything either. I don't know what's going
that
on.
worries me.
Oh, but he's in a lot of pain. It's not even
But
a
it looks like
little.
it's
He's
his
actually.
face. It looks like it's his face. No?
Is it his face? Let's see what's he grabbing at. I mean, he's tying his shoe, but I can't really tell what's
We
going
could
on.
not have 3 defenders substituted in the first half. Well, I'm telling you this, Inter Miami are not going to waste a window. So if Aviles
Okay, it's
can't
his
come
leg.
back.
It looks like it's his right ankle.
Oh my gosh.
Now they penned in on Alba talking to Kremaski. I think he's asking him, you think you can play defense?
I'm trying to see what it was that I can't see anything in the replay that would suggest it. Maybe unless he pulled it or
He
something like that.
he
Yeah, he
he
pulled
he
it.
steps with the right when he's trying to challenge the shot. And
Ay,
then
ay,
as soon as he
ay.
steps, then he starts to hop. So, and I think Messi's, you can see frustration setting on Messi's face, like, damn, really? As if we haven't gone through enough, we're gonna have to deal with injuries.
3 big defensive injuries. Well, he's not needing the stretcher. It looks like he's going to try and
He's
keep
getting the magic
playing.
spray. There's Lujan seeing, is it my turn?
Yeah, but I'm telling you
Right
right
away.
now, I think they would hold it till halftime regardless, so they don't have to use a window.
Yeah.
Because then you have no substitution windows in the second half. Doesn't look good.
I think he's gonna be okay though. I think he walked off. He is grimacing a bit, but it doesn't seem like it seems like he may be able to get back into the game.
I hope so. And this was really the playing time that he's been, wanting and asking for. And so far, he had been playing really well. But, right, he's going to have to, because he got treatment, he's going to have to be out for at least 2 minutes. So can Inter Miami make it to halftime without conceding a goal? And for God's sakes, no more injuries.
The 2-minute rule. That's Messi's favorite rule, right?
Yeah, right. So Inter Miami now playing down to 10 men for these last few minutes of the first half. You just
Kickoff.
can't concede here. You cannot concede. Get to halftime and then see what your options are. It looks like though, hopefully not, but Montreal has to make another good play by Luis Suarez. Good play. Good striker play because he knew what was coming and he knew he could stop play.
Wow, so you and me saw that play completely different.
No, I think that was him being very smart and waiting
I
to get
think,
fouled.
and I think that was him being very smart, waiting to get fouled because he's slow as heck.
I think probably both things are true. I think he knew he couldn't outrun, so he drew the foul.
Yes, I
Obviously,
wish
seemed
we
like he's
had
going to
somebody that
check
was
back
faster
in.
though.
Yeah, I wish so too. Final minute of extra time, but there probably will be a little added on. Aviles looks like he's going to check back in though and play, and hopefully he's able to, I don't know, ice it and get it wrapped at halftime and keep going.
So this is supposed to be a rotation game, but Machi made it a must-win one. Still play Messi but
Oh,
guys,
Messi wide
Mascherano has been
open.
gambling from the day. So this is a game against number 15th. Well, actually, let me wait for halftime. So I'll say this during halftime, and then we'll wait. So
Seems like you're going to cook. Is that what I'm getting?
I was just gonna have some. I was gonna kind of talk about what I thought this game should have looked like through the half, and what it's not looking like. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Suarez, it's so done. Yeah, man. I hate to say it as well, but
Oh,
it's true. Unfortunately,
great pass, though. Oh, good pass by Suarez. Not a good pass by Noah Allen. Now into the 51st minute of extra time. Don't know if there's going to be much left. Yeah, before you go, Gian, you got to give us your first half thoughts. I will say, though, whatever the game plan was / is, 2 defensive injuries, now maybe 3, can't necessarily factor for that. I'll give him that pass.
dude, I want Matt to come in during halftime. Did you send Matt the link?
No, can you send it?
Hold on. Let me send it. I want
I
Matt
don't
to.
know if he'll have enough service. We're gonna have also Fabian join us soon. Yeah, it looks like Aviles is going to continue playing, which is a good sign because Inter Miami cannot afford to lose any more defenders in this half and really in this game. I think he's going to probably try and tough it out for the whole game, and they're going to wrap him up during halftime. Been over 90 seconds of added time to the added time. We'll see how much the ref is going to keep play going. Maybe one last attack here for Inter Miami. Nope, not going to. Oh, is he? Yep, he saved it, but yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Maybe 10 years ago. Okay, let's blow the whistle. Oh my God. What a silly yellow card by Federico Redondo. Oh no, I think he gave it halftime. The last second of the half, he gets a yellow card. Not a good play. Not good thinking. Now that's Busquets and Redondo on yellow and no Yannick Bright available. It's going to be a very interesting second half. And
All
that
right,
is
there's the final
halftime.
was 1-0. Man, this
But
isn't
at
the
what
most ideal
cost?
half. It's not the most ideal half, man. It's really not. I think that you want to look what what I said was that I was hoping that what Inter Miami should do is knowing that they have the Club World Cup coming up, even though there aren't necessarily high expectations for this team going into the Club World Cup, they can't just go into this Club World Cup and just absolutely flop and get embarrassed. That they can't do that. They're already in crisis right now. They're in a tough stretch. Them to go into the Club World Cup with the way that they're playing in this stretch is just going to add insult to injury. It's going to make the crisis even worse, and the aftermath. It's going to be. I mean, the morale is going to be through the floor, and I think there's going to be more internal turmoil if they don't at least look competitive in this Club World Cup. So I was hoping that Inter Miami could take this game against Montreal, 15th place Montreal, and against Columbus, to tinker with the team, mess with the personnel, see what personnel looks best, change the strategy, figure out what plays they want to run on the field, and figure out how this team is going to look well, so that at least when they get to the Club World Cup, again, they're not necessarily, I don't think it's expected that they're going to come out of the group, but at least look competitive, look like a team that's actually playing, that has an identity. So when I looked at this game today against Montreal, I'm saying, okay, this is 15th place Montreal. This is the best time to tinker. This is the time for Inter Miami to maybe play one half with Messi, if they want, with Suarez, with the guys that maybe he thinks are best, and see what happens, but ultimately come out with at least a 2-0 lead, right? Coming out of the first half. That way, the second half comes in, and you're able to play different guys. You're able to bring in Fafa. You're able to play maybe Messi a little higher up, and maybe you have Velasco play more interior, and then you have maybe you sub Suarez out and you put in Allende at forward. And I don't know. The idea is that you're able to take out a lot of different. You're able to take out players, and you're able to then try things out. And when you have a 1-0 lead at halftime with this team, like, you can't, because then you're gonna possibly lose. But yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, we've got Fabian coming in. So Fabian,
what is
how
up?
are you?
Good.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Watching that game.
Please fucking work.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. Honestly, why don't they do that every time? Why doesn't Busquets set a screen for Messi every single time?
I was thinking the same thing.
Welcome, Fabian. Thanks for joining.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
He's talking about the screen that Busquets set for Messi.
Yeah.
I mean, what a beautiful play. They must have been watching the Heat over this. Well, not as of late, but yeah. So I don't know, Fabian, what do you think? I was thinking, like, thinking about the Club World Cup coming up, that they could basically use this game against 15th place Montreal against Columbus, but more so today to kind of prepare and see what this team might look like going into the Club World Cup. And then you go against this team and you're only winning 1-0 going into the second half. That kind of limits what you can kind of tinker.
And you have 2, maybe 3 injuries.
Yeah. It kind of limits what you can kind of tinker with, because now how are you going to sub out Messi? How are you going to sub out some of these guys when it's only a 1-0 game? I expected more from the first half.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. If I'm Mascherano, I'm not tinkering at all. Like, I am not tinkering anything, because there's so many rumors out there about Jardín now, and that your job is on the line before the Club World Cup. I am not tinkering anything. I'm getting 3 points, and I'm shutting people up. So, it's
I
good
agree.
Thinking. It's good thinking, but no way. You're going to go guns blazing, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I also think now at this point with, it looks like Aviles is going to continue, I think, probably to try in the second half, because Inter Miami will only have 3 subs left, and you would think they'd be for the players like Kremaski, Fafa, maybe even Leo Alfonso. But what is clear is that this Inter Miami team needs to, maybe now defense, but certainly needs to bolster their attack. As our MLS inside reporter, what are you hearing about some big names that have been going around MLS the last few weeks, the likes of the latest Cristiano Ronaldo potentially coming to MLS? Is there any validity in that? I mean, could that really happen? And if it did, are we going to see him playing with Messi? Look,
I laugh every time I see a big name be linked to Inter Miami, because it seems like people forget about the rules and regulations in MLS. Like, every time ESPN FC posts something,
that's so fun.
Every time BR Football posts something, or all these big media companies, it's like, hey guys, you don't have a resident MLS person there. Like, what's going on? Like, you all know discovery rights are a thing, and this is exactly why Neymar was linked to the Chicago Fire and not Miami. And we're just gonna forget that when we're talking Luka Modric. We're just gonna forget that when we're talking Cristiano Ronaldo. We literally had to worry about Kevin De Bruyne's rights being transferred over to Chicago magically. I mean, again, that was a weird one too. Let's not get into that. Magically getting transferred to Chicago. But yeah, I don't find any validity in any of the rumors. And the only one I truly see is Brian Rodriguez being linked to Inter Miami, because I could actually see that one happening fairly easily if Club America loses to LAFC this weekend in the Money in the Bank match is what they're calling it, for $10 million to get into the Club World Cup. And I could see Jardín possibly moving over as well if they lose that match too. So it's interesting.
What about Angel Di Maria, really quickly before we move on? Do you think there's a possibility there?
Di Maria is a free agent, and it's a guy who's been linked for a long time. I could see that happening, but I don't see it fixing anybody's problems. I don't see it fixing Inter Miami's issues. I mean, they get older, which is something they don't need to do. Until Brian Rodriguez is a Uruguayan international that's fast. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the best finishing capabilities, but that's not what Inter Miami needs. They need fast. So I think that would help their team a little bit more. And I think that's a solid piece that you can add to this team. But yeah, you guys got Yarbrough, such a great goalkeeper. Out of all the goalkeepers you get in the world, Yarbrough is the guy. The guy who the Quake said wasn't good enough, but he's going to be better in Miami. All right, so
yeah,
I don't know what's happening in that front office, and to be honest, it's puzzling, to say the least. Right, so.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of questionable decisions going on. It's trying to figure out this team is like trying to figure out a Rubik's cube. I don't know how to do it. Look, Jardín, I don't know about Jardín. I honestly, I think this team still supports Mascherano. I think they support him for whatever reasons they have, and I thought that maybe they'd use the Club World Cup as maybe the opportunity to bring in a new coach and have him try the team out there, or I don't know. I feel like Mascherano is going to continue on, but you know what's interesting? I'd love to get your feedback on Suarez. You obviously from Uruguay. I know you love Suarez. Is it time? Is it time to maybe use him in a different role for this team? Like, what do you think?
Wait, he's still playing? Didn't he just buy a club? Is he the Ryan Reynolds of
Yeah, that's true. We bought a fourth division Netflix series coming out soon. Him and Messi.
He's out there right now. He's out there still.
Could happen.
No contribution in years. No, I'm kidding. Of course, it's time to start. But you're Javier Mascherano, and you're trying to make Messi happy, and Messi not resigning is making it so that Suarez is still on the field, in my opinion. So they're not trying to make Messi mad at all. Not even the league is trying to make Messi mad. He can say anything he wants about the league, and he won't get fined. So I'll tell you this: if the league is scared of Messi not resigning, imagine Inter Miami. They're going to keep Suarez up there until Messi signs pen and paper. And if Messi's smart, I mean, he is smart. We all know he is. He's not going to sign until the last day. So this is basically a Messi-run team at the moment.
Yeah. 100%.
Messi, his favorite business partner is Luis Suarez, so he's going to be playing next to him. All right, and I hate to say it's a group thing.
How was the experience for you when you were at the Quakes game last week?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I was on a lot of local television talking about Inter Miami and Messi and how big of a deal it is, and I would say that I don't know if it was me being a reporter in the city, but I thought the fanfare he got here in the Bay Area, and then Messi coming out to the balcony to say hi to all the fans was something that you never really see from him and Inter Miami. So I saw a lot of the guys, a lot of the coaches, a lot of the players going out and about, living their normal life in the city. But Messi coming out to the balcony was something that I never really see. And it was
like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke saying that it looks just like Michael Jackson. He should have had the mate hanging over the balcony. Promoting the Stanleys. No, and then throwing Boss by Messi out by the windowsill. But no, it was a great experience. I don't want to go so far to say that this is Messi's second home in the United States, but the fanfare he got was definitely something that I never really see across the United States, or at least on the East Coast. And maybe it has to do with him not being, here ever. And this was like his first time in like 13 years. But yeah, we have a big Asian population in the Bay Area. So whenever Messi and David Beckham, whenever those type of players go to Asia, this is the type of fanfare they get. So that translates to a very Asian population makes a lot of sense.
That's cool. Fabian, you're actually going to be lead writer again for Leagues Cup, and then I saw you joined Urban Pitch. So congratulations on that. That's awesome, man. Are you looking forward to The Leagues Cup?
Yeah, man, it's my favorite tournament in the whole world. Of course I am. It's such a prestigious tournament, and it's like the UEFA Conference League. What is that? Like we give it the participation trophies in Europe now. Like here, Chelsea.
That's funny.
Of
That's
course,
funny,
of
man.
course. I'm excited to be a part of Leagues Cup again. I'm a big believer that Leagues Cup makes MLS look better, and it makes MLS more talked about in Mexico. So it helps MLS grow. So I'm super excited to be on the team again to write about Leagues Cup and be able to spread a little magic on the official Leagues Cup page. So I'm excited about that. And then Urban Pitch. They're a big kind of West Coast media out here. They do a great job with that, and I'm excited to join that team and be on the podcast and all that. So yeah, it's.
Are you going to be covering? Are you going to be covering all teams? Are you going to be covering anything? Yeah.
So the same thing that I've been doing, just covering MLS, but under the Urban Pitch umbrella, because they are with One Football now, and I'm excited with that. I get to have my work all over the internet, so that's cool.
That's pretty neat. We gotta get you out here to Miami.
Yeah. No, I mean I love going to Miami. Don't get me wrong. I took my parents out to Fort Lauderdale when Suarez was at the press conference. I believe I met Ashley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I mean, my parents always joke, being Uruguayan, hey, we're gonna move to Miami. We're 8 hours from Uruguay, and I'm like, all right, we'll get an apartment. Let's talk. So I definitely have to get out to Miami sooner than later. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, as soon as you come here, we'll definitely do something together and take you out to some Uruguay. I actually know some good Uruguayan food spots around here, man. Uruguay food is good.
A restaurant, I forgot the last name, but it was like an old lady on the logo in the front. And then of course we got the Messi pizza. Of course we went to go get Messi pizza.
You tried it? Yeah. How was it?
Oh, yum, the Messi pizza.
Like that's all for the Inter Miami and MLS lore. I had to do it, I was talking to people. I'm Uruguayan, right? So it's weird to go to a place where there is representation of my culture, because out in California, there's no Uruguayans. I'm out here eating carnitas burritos. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to go to a place where people talk like you, and for your people. And I always have a blast in Miami. I would love to be there more often. But yeah, no, definitely, 100%. We need to link up more.
Yeah, for sure.
I have one more question for you, Fabian. And if you want to stay for the beginning of the first half, you're more than welcome to. But what MLS signing, maybe outside of Inter Miami, do you think will happen that's a big splash either for the Club World Cup window or just the summer window in general? Do you foresee a really big name coming to? Oh, it looks like Falcon is getting ready and warming up, so it looks like he will be coming in for Aviles. So that's 3 defenders out for Inter Miami.
Yeah, I got some way to go on my Falcon hair, but it's coming in. I'm trying to do it. No, but yes, I see. Actually, if LAFC makes the Club World Cup, I see them making a pretty big move. I could see. I saw some rumors about probably Bouanga moving to Turkey. And now would be the time for Bouanga to go back to Europe. He's still in that age range where he can make a difference and play some Champions League soccer. And maybe LAFC gets a number that they can't say no to for a person in his prime or maybe a little bit past his prime. So I could see LAFC opening up that. And then I never thought Giroud and Bouanga were a perfect match, just because Bouanga tries to look for goal too often and Giroud needs someone to kind of send some crosses in. So I could see them going for a playmaker, and possibly a Luka Modric is a name that would come up in that team. So I could see LAFC, if they do win and get that 10 million, and then they have that 10-day gap to kind of make some moves. The reason why you see Bouanga rumors right now is because they're thinking they might win, and you have that 10-day gap, right? So teams are getting calls for their players because there is a possibility that they'll be eligible for that. So I do see LAFC becoming a player and basically switching it all up. If they move on from Bouanga and finally, with Cherundolo being on the way out, seeing maybe this team change overnight, I can definitely see that. Seattle, I kind of see stay put, to be honest. They kind of made their bed with their DPs and they're going to – and their group's not too enticing. I'll be at that game.
Yeah.
Seattle
Oh,
Sound,
neat.
Botafogo. I'm gonna take my parents.
Oh, that's
Oh,
gonna be a
fun.
great game.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be a good one.
Second half underway, by the way, but keep going. No need to
Yeah.
stop. Obviously, Falcon with that, the sub Inter Miami have made, so they have one window left and 2 players left for the rest of this game. Sorry, keep going.
No worries. Yeah, I think that is going to be the best game in that group, to be honest, because it's going to be the game where Seattle gets to truly prove themselves, and if they're a contender in the Club World Cup, because the rest of the other games are pretty tough. I think they have PSG and then Porto. I'm not sure. I have to double check, but they have a
No,
I
I
think
think we have Porto.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
yeah, they have a tough group. So they have to win that game against Botafogo and then hope to tie and then move on to the next round. So
Is that the group of death? Because that is a strong group.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Seattle did get the group of death. Just like, every time Seattle's in one of these Club World Cups, they always reach heartbreak, right? I mean, I think they lost to the team the last time, and they were so close to qualifying. But not MLS based. Monterrey looks like they can get Cristiano Ronaldo. And
Really? I did hear a rumor about that.
and the odds of Cristiano Ronaldo landing with Monterrey, Vegas has Monterrey landing. So if I was a betting man,
I mean, I don't know.
if I was a betting man, Ronaldo and Liga MX would make more sense than Ronaldo in MLS, because there was also links of him going to the Galaxy, which make no sense because they already have 3DPs. They would basically have to say, hey, you're not going to the Club World Cup, which makes no sense. If you're moving right now, you're going to be moving to a team for the Club World Cup. So that leaves LAFC, Monterrey, and he already has that connection with Sergio Ramos in Monterrey. He can sign with Monterrey for a month because in Mexico, they're allowed to do whatever they want with transfers, which in MLS, you can't.
No.
They could possibly give him some sort of lucrative deal like they did to Sergio Ramos, which was Sergio Ramos gets to choose what games he plays, which is wild. But yeah,
Really?
yeah, he does, which Messi does too. But this year he's trying to fake it, and say, I don't want to go to the kids' dream event. I want to play in Philadelphia. But
no, Sergio Ramos gets that amongst other things. My goodness, the way that they pamper him, I can only imagine. I'm thinking this: if Cristiano makes his way to Monterrey, the League's Cup becomes that much more interesting, because I'm sure they find a way
exactly
that Monterrey ends up somehow meeting Inter Miami.
MLS has something in this too, because they have the Liga MX All-Stars coming.
Oh yeah,
and you know what? I could see a world where Ronaldo is thinking like Messi was able, come to North America. Now I'm also going to be like in the neighboring North America country, and we're going to, similar audiences, similar. I don't know about budgets, but he will draw. I mean, Monterrey played in a beautiful stadium, by the way, and he wasn't filling them up in Saudi Arabia, but he'll fill them up in Monterrey. I'll tell you that much. And
to tell you this, Ronaldo playing in a Club World Cup too is something that FIFA wants. I mean, Infantino was on stream or speed stream saying that Ronaldo might come to a team in the Club World Cup. So if the president of FIFA is telling one of the biggest streamers with the youngest audience that loves Ronaldo that there is a true possibility that Ronaldo can come, there is definitely some fire in those rumors. And I can definitely
that would be so crazy.
And I could see a world where Ronaldo signs with Monterrey and they play in the Club World Cup versus River, and they make it into the next round, or they're going to play against River in LA. So imagine Ronaldo playing his first Monterrey games in the United States is something that all parties want. Even MLS is going to be, dude, we want a piece of that, right?
That would be something to see.
All that in mind,
I would much rather see that than him at Inter, 100%.
All that in mind, I'm going to the River Plate Monterrey game in LA the weekend after, So if I was a betting man, which I'm not, luckily, I would be close. I would probably say he's going to go to Monterrey, but Ronaldo's Ronaldo. And the last I've heard about his discovery rights, which is a wild thing. Let's talk about discovery rights again. Sporting Kansas City owns his discovery rights,
which is so crazy.
Which is something that makes no sense to me, but I think they've had his discovery rights for years. Like, they've held his discovery rights for years because they probably had it since the start of the discovery rights. and every year you have to keep a list of discovery rights list. And knowing Sporting Kansas City's transfer strategy, they never go for big name guys. So they can afford to keep a guy like Ronaldo on their discovery rights forever.
Right.
That's 1996. That's when discovery rights started, by the way.
So the first year in MLS, and the Wizards were in the league. So for the Wizards to have Ronaldo's rights, they probably got him pretty early, in my opinion.
That'd be pretty. I think it'd be pretty cool to see him in Monterey or just North America in general. I mean, it's showing in CONCACAF. What a win for CONCACAF, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get some of the world's greatest to ever play this sport finishing out their careers in CONCACAF, which is of course everyone's dream. Fabian, thank you so much for joining. This was so excellent. I'll tell you this right now: if Ronaldo signs for either Monterey or an MLS team, then you have to come back on.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. I mean, we're going to be out in the parking lot for League's Cup if he comes. I mean, let me tell you that.
I love it. All right, well, tell before you jump off, because we're 5 minutes into the half so far, no scores or anything like that. Where can people find you, and what do you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Twitter at Fabian Renkel, or you can find me on Threads. I know I'm still kicking that one. At I am Fabian Renkel. What I like about it is that it's linked to Instagram. You know, it's nice. But I'm at Urban Pitched Out, so I'm going to be having a couple of articles, and then I'm also going to be with League's Cup and their coverage. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you again, Fabian, for joining, and we'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for having me on, and set more picks, Busquets. Make
exactly
worth it, right?
Exactly.
100%, man. Oh my God. Thanks, Fabian.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Take care.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, like we said, that was awesome. Second half underway. Cristiano Monterrey, that'd be pretty crazy. Ustari with a great stop right there. It looks like Falcon had it covered, but just to catch everyone up, game's back on. Gianna, I know you may have to dip soon, so just let me know. Just let us know when. But
soon.
Inter Miami still winning 1-0. Had to make that halftime change. Aviles out for Maxi Falcon. So like I said, I imagine the final two subs Inter Miami will make, and it will have to be in the same window. They're going to probably wait as long as they can to make it, and it will probably be for attacking or midfielders. What are you hoping happens in this first part of the second half? Right now in the 53rd minute.
I think they need to score a goal early. If not, it becomes too dangerous. You don't want to go into the 80th minute still up 1-0, and then just one small mistake can completely change the game. So as long as they can get a goal in, then they can kind of settle down and just look to playing, not necessarily playing everybody in the back, but a bit more conservative and just making sure that they come out with a win here. So hopefully a goal within the next 10 or 15 minutes is kind of what I'd want to see here.
Segovia just picking up a yellow card. So now I agree with you, but so now think about this. Not only the injuries, but we have Segovia, Ronaldo, and Busquets all on a yellow. This game, Inter Miami are winning. Messi had a golazo, but really at what cost? Because this could have implications for Saturday and maybe even further. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can see these next 35 minutes out. Who do you think will be the subs for Inter Miami when that moment comes? Who do you think are they going to be attacking? It's going to be for Suarez, or do you think now that we have 3 midfielders on 3 yellow cards, we may have to keep Messi and Suarez in the full 90?
I think you probably see Segovia come out and Kremasi come in his place. And then, it's not the defense. You're not having all the substitutions have been made for the defense, unfortunately, because of injuries and that sort of thing. But for me, I think it's Kremaski. Then you have an opportunity to have Fafa come in as well. These guys, it's hot out there, man. The humidity's high. These guys are getting banged up. You can see how they're tired. I think you need to bring in fast, fresh legs and speed. So I would say probably Kremaski and Fafa, in my eyes, are probably the ones that you change.
Agreed. And I think it'll be for Segovia and Allende.
Probably. I mean, I would love to say Suarez, but it's just that never happens, unfortunately. So
No, Allen with the ball makes it down. Can Inter Miami create something here? Yeah, that doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. Tried to chip it over the top to Suarez, but I just don't think that plays there anymore. And obviously, you're severely missing Jordi Alba right now, and the connection that Alba, Messi, and Suarez have had for so long. You hear the dog snoring. I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, well, this game, if you're just looking at the score and you just see that Messi goal, you're thinking it was a much different game than it is because it's been really tough on Inter Miami and a lot of personnel losses. Oh, can we counter? Messi has the ball, gets past one, shirt pull. Oh, keep going. Can he get a shot off? That's 2 shirt pulls now. Oh, got to reset. I think that will be a yellow card, though. Nothing came out of that, but it looked good. Oh, Inter Miami with the ball back, resetting on the left. All right, everyone taking a breather. Looks like we're resetting. Do we have any second half predictions? Do we think, that was a bad tackle on Sergio Busquets? Immediate yellow card. They may look at that. That seemed like a nasty tackle. Well, and that Campbell already did the shirt pull, so he was getting yellow. Regardless, he's lucky to not have 2 yellow cards, which would have been a red. That is 2 bad tackles in a row. Firstly, he should have gotten a yellow for Messi for the shirt pull and trying to stop the play. If he had gotten that yellow and they restarted, he would have gotten a yellow on that tackle just now against Sergio Busquets. So Montreal are lucky they're not down to 10 men after 2 bad tackles by Campbell. Gian, you there?
yeah. I'm sorry. I was fixing something with the game, so I'm back. Sorry.
I was like, hello, I just gave a whole soliloquy. Like,
I was letting you cook. It's good. It's good.
thank you.
Hold on, now I put it too loud.
All right, who do we think scoring first in the second half or at all? Because the next goal will make a huge difference in the outcome of this match. Oh, is that offsides?
Oh man,
A flag.
I was just about to say Ian Frey's been doing a great job so far tonight, and he got took on that one. But either way, I mean, it doesn't change anything. He has been doing good, covering that right side, I think.
He has been the healthiest one out there. Oh, yeah. Lucky that
What a
wasn't.
ball! What a ball!
Oh my God,
Oh,
outside of the foot.
that was a beautifully placed
Oh
ball.
my God.
Beautifully placed ball by Messi. Wow.
And honestly, it was a good shot attempt by Ende. That's what you wanted. Hard, fast in the back.
But do you see what
In the
I'm?
left
Do you
corner,
see what
that's
I'm telling
that's where you
you?
have to shoot it.
I told you, Tadeo Allende running into space. I mean,
I think his last touch let him down, but what Trivella pass or Rabona, which one is it called when it's the outside of your foot?
tres dedos.
Yeah, what a pass. Yeah, Messi's
In
having to
English, that
play.
would be. I don't think that translates. In English, it'd be
I
called
think
three
it's a
fingers.
Trivella. I think it's called a Trivella, I think.
Well, in Spanish, yeah, de tres dedos is what we say. Is with the 3 outside
Yeah.
fingers on the
Toes?
foot.
Yeah. Fingers on the
Or
foot.
toes. 5 fingers.
We have almost 1,600 people watching, by the way. Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree that the next goal will be what decides the game? Either Inter Miami will get a 2-goal cushion and we'll be able to hopefully see this out defensively and without having to have too many more risks. But if Montreal equalize, then I think it'll be a very open second half. Oh, okay. Montreal almost with a chance. Oh, Montreal with a free kick and a very good opportunity and a yellow card for who's that on? David Martinez. Well, we know if it was Messi taking it, then I would be very worried if I was the other team. I don't know who their free kick specialist is. Yeah, not a good
That
time.
might
David
he was a
Martinez.
little late on that one.
Little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit.
It is close, though, to the 18-yard box, so the Wall's going to have to do their job here. Can we get to 1,600 viewers? We're close.
By the way, if you guys are in here, thank you so much. This is the first watch along or watch party that we've done, and this is we're just having a blast here watching the game with you guys. So thank you for being here. If this is your first time, make sure you guys hit the sub button. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. We're close. I think we're like at 187, 188, 189. So we only need like 11 and 12 more subscribers to hit 200. Brand new channel that we opened up. So and then also, if you guys are on the 5 Reasons channel, we're typically on 2. We alternate. We have the 5 Reasons, which is the network, and then we also sometimes will stream directly on the 5 Reasons football channel. So make sure you guys subscribe on those channels, and then also just hit the like button on here. If you guys hit the like button more, it'll show up on more people's YouTube, so they can come and join. But man, this is a lot of you guys. This is awesome to be able to watch the game along with you guys. This is actually very fun.
It is really fun. Thank you, John, for that. You're 100% right. Montreal, by the way, Inter Miami Wall did its job. Free kick was blocked, so no harm, no foul. But Inter Miami now, again, a lot of yellow cards, so they gotta stay safe with that, but not allow for an equalizing goal. Montreal looks like they're starting to build a little bit of momentum, but okay, David Martinez may have been lucky there not to get a second yellow. Montreal building. Inter Miami needs to hold strong defensively. I feel like Peter Drury. This is amazing. I want to do this all the time.
Yeah, are you gonna stop going to the games just to do the watch parties?
No, honestly, the play-by-play is so fun, but unfortunately I don't know all the names of the Montreal players, so I apologize. I would normally be giving more names, but yeah, I'm doing my best with the Inter Miami side. This is fun though. I do really like it.
So Miami's, if you look at Miami, they've kind of dropped the pressure now, and I think that goes along with just the tiredness of the game and just the humidity and how hot it is over there. They're basically all on their side of the half. If you can look, Messi and Suarez are the highest up, and they're still on Inter Miami's side.
Interesting point here by Amart. We're too many matches in to look this out of sync. The team has no cohesion. Oh, but Inter Miami, Segovia in the box, gets a Messi. Oh, and blocked. That was probably on target if we know anything about Lionel Messi. So Montreal with a good defensive play there in the end. I will say, though, just to this comment quickly, yeah, I agree we should be more in sync, but also you can't – oh, Inter Miami and Messi with the rebound. Oh, just held out of a second goal. Inter Miami having having to make substitutions and yellow cards that they probably didn't predict. Oh, Messi, you really thought he was going to score there. One of those chances. What a block by Campbell on Montreal sliding, because that was going in to the back of the net, no doubt. And he knows it too. He's upset. Messi's not happy. He's like, how did that not go in? All right, about to reach the 65th minute now. Inter Miami just have to stay strong. Keep up that press. Oh, no, Allen getting a little hot there. We really cannot afford any more yellow cards. Like, we're going to have to start paying for them. Busquets there but no yellow. No second yellow, I should say. realistically, what minute do you think Inter Miami are going to make their last subs? Because again, they only have one window left. I mean, do you think 70th, 75th, or do you think they're going to try and wait till the 80th or 85th and have it be more of like a time factor?
Honestly, I think it's around 75 probably, if I'm not
To get fresh
mistaken.
legs in, what's more important, fresh legs or time wasting?
That's the thing. They shouldn't be time wasting. You're playing against the last team in the East. I mean, the fact that they already don't look good against the worst team in the East is already worrisome. It'd be even more worrisome if they try to if they try to do something where they're, the last 15 minutes they're just played deeper lines and then they gave the ball to Montreal. Like this, you know what this game should look like right now? It should look like Montreal is basically just has 11 people hanging from the goal, like in fear of Messi and Suarez, and they don't. Look, right now they have control of the game. This is weird to me.
But don't you think there has to be said that you got listen, 3 of your 4 starting defenders are out. 3 of your 4. And your 3 midfielders all have yellow cards. And 2 of those had to be substitutions made in the first half. There has to be like I'm not looks like Fafa and Kremaski are getting ready to come in probably a little earlier than we thought. But I will say, I think we're the first to be harsh on Mascherano when he's deserved it. I will say for tonight, I'm going to give him a little bit of slack because this was these are difficult circumstances to play in, no matter who you're playing and what you're doing, because your 75% of your defense gone, 100%
of your
God. Yellow cards.
Holy shoot.
What a double block by Ustadi. That's what we've been missing from him. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see that big shot blocks, and those are the players that got to make those moments count. And those were 2 hella saves from Oscar Ustadi.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with you on that take with Mascherano. This is Montreal, for goodness sake. This Inter Miami team should have looked absolutely like 10 tiers above this team. And I don't care how many yellow cards you have. I don't care what starters you don't have on defense. You have. Let's go.
There you go. Wow.
Suarez, the one we said needed it the most.
Messi, Suarez back on the score sheet. What an important goal. And all of that because Messi would not let go, would not let that play die. What an assist for Messi. Oh, look who's here. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Oh, that was absolutely perfect. I'll be honest, I missed the goal because I was trying to join the live stream. And as soon as I turned it on, you guys are like, he scored. And I was like, who scored? Suarez has finally scored.
Suarez.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry you missed it. No,
it's okay. I've turned it back. I'm watching it again. It was beautiful. He needed it. He really needed it.
Not giving up on a play.
Absolutely. Well,
the one that needed it the most.
Guys.
What's up? Thank you for joining.
Of course. So glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. It feels like we need to do this more often because Inter Miami is winning after a while.
I agree. I know. Well, we were saying we try and go to as many home games as we can, so we don't. But we're definitely going to bring this in for away matches because this has been too fun. And wow, from 1 second, you see Ustadi with 2 absolutely world-class saves, and then Messi, heart of a lion, did not let that play die. Suarez back on the score sheet, and all of a sudden, within a minute, Inter Miami up 2 goals. How important
and we needed that because I feel like 1 goal was a little bit too iffy, and if we didn't get that second goal, it would have been really difficult towards the end, and it would have been very nervous. So I'm glad that we actually managed to get a nice little cushion, 2-0, and we can enjoy the last few minutes of the game now.
Yeah, that 1-0 would have been dangerous. I honestly wouldn't have felt good even at minute 89 with a 1-0 goal. So that cushion just makes things so much easier. I like that Fafa's coming in.
Fafa and Kremaski in the game. I didn't say who they came in for. I think Allende and who else?
It was probably Telasco, I assume.
Segovia.
That's probably Telasco.
Segovia and Allende, which is what we predicted. Yep.
Segovia has been having a really good game. I've really enjoyed watching him play this game. I think centrally, he's so good. And I'm glad that he needed that game as well, being more central rather than being out on the left.
Yeah, that's where he
Tactical's in
plays
the goal.
best.
Look who's here too.
What's up,
Scotty,
guys? How's
what's
it going?
up?
We have a squad right now. And perfect time to Suarez with another goal off of following a
Oh
rebound.
my
Look-
God.
Okay, we need to
We should do
have
this more
the-
often, guys.
We need to have you guys come into this. We have to just keep doing this. Wow. in the
So
same
I
minute,
joined,
both of you.
Suarez scored the first. You joined, Suarez scored the second.
Should I come back in about 4 minutes for the
Yes,
for number 4?
please.
You guys were just making sure that we were gonna win before you joined.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. What are the chances that the minute both of you join, honestly, that happens? That is crazy.
So is that redemption for Suarez for today? Great game from him now.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, he needed it. He 100%.
needed those 2 goals.
Sometimes that's all a striker needs. You know, when they're in a drought, it's just especially 2 goals. I was just expecting 1. He got 2. That's insane.
yeah, and that
You know,
second goal was
on-
a poacher's finish, right? That was him waiting and just waiting for one slip up, for one little thing of the ball. Campbell with too big of a touch, and just like that. Brace
On
for Luis Suarez.
the goal right before that, the one that made it 2-0, he takes a touch first, and then he sets himself up for an easy finish. And there have been plenty of times over the last couple of weeks where he's tried to take it on the first touch and make the amazing play. And so I do think that him trying to get back in form is what's causing him to get an extra touch, and then you get the confidence, and then you get the poaching goals, and it all comes together. So I do think that was something different than we've seen from Suarez compared to.
I will say,
100%.
even without the goals, I thought he was having a good game. Like he wasn't coming back as deep, and he wasn't trying to get involved in the midfield. He was still staying up. He had a couple of really good passes into Noah Allen as well. That was creating opportunities. So I thought he was having a good game in general. And I wasn't going to go on a rant about Suarez this game. So I'm glad that he was actually able to get on the score sheet and get 2 goals because, we need our striker to start scoring goals. And 3-0. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had this scoreline.
And
Guys.
everything that could go wrong did go wrong, right? We had 75% of our starting back 4 out with injury, 3 yellow cards to your 3 starting midfielders, and a game where it was a must win. And I think it's what this team needs going into a huge match on Saturday.
Confidence is going to be key.
Scotty, welcome. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourself and your podcast, since we have a lot of people watching. First time we've ever done this kind of watch along, but you also spread some pretty awesome Inter Miami content.
It's all you, man.
So we are.
Montreal, get one back. Sorry, really quick. But Montreal,
Right.
get one back in the 73rd
It's been a
minute.
while, guys. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much for having us.
No, keep going.
Now, Scotty and I do another Inter Miami podcast called the Drive Pink Dialogue. We've obviously collaborated with Messi and Co in the past, so very glad to be here. And we do quite a lot of content. We have our pre-game show, which we do right before the start of the game, 1 hour before. And then we have a post-game reaction immediately after the game. We'll be doing that straight after this game as well. So if you want more Inter Miami content, come join us there. And then after the game, maybe a day or 2 later, we do our post-game show where we break down the analysis and try to do a more emotionless, analytical breakdown.
We're not good at being emotionless. But I agree. It's definitely after this game, go check it out, because my emotions already are on a freaking tightrope, and we still have 15 minutes to go. Like we said, Montreal got one back on a well-worked goal, 3-1. So Inter Miami need to really settle the game down, be able to get to the 80th, 82nd minute without too much good possession for Montreal and see this one out.
Yeah, you can see the energy that Fafa and Kremaski brought in. Tadeo and what's it called? Tadeo and Telasco were already tired, obviously. So,
What do you guys think of that decision? Because on the one hand, they were clearly out of energy and needed some legs, but with it being the last window and last 2 subs in the 66th minute, you kind of can leave yourself exposed when it's. I mean, the decision was made when it was 1-0. I know they came in after the second goal, but
I mean, we don't even have defensive subs anymore, so I don't think there's any
Well, in
point
case of an
in
injury or something.
delaying that. But yeah, Injury is probably the only one that could have prevented us. But
I agree
it's
with
been
that.
a
I
tough
think
game
it
for
was always
management.
going to be Kremaski and Fafa.
Not the changes, but just the timing and doing
The
it so
timing?
early.
I would have delayed it a bit.
I would have delayed it too, probably. I thought
Especially
that's what
once
we
you
were
get the
saying
second
right
goal.
before you guys joined. We thought it was going to be Gian said 75th. I said like 85th or 83rd. I thought to try and slow the game down, but he made them early. He's thinking he doesn't want to put Busquets or Ronaldo in a position where they have to get a second yellow probably, and wanted the
Ooh.
energy fast. Oh, Frey with the chance. Oh, I don't know. Frey down, obviously looking for a penalty. Ref said it was body to body. We're looking at the replay now.
It hurts my soul to see Frey fall down at any moment. It's just like I just
Heart sinking, right?
You think
Yes,
that was the right
Yeah, I
call?
get that.
anytime he goes to the ground. Yeah, it looked like the right call. It just went body to body, and I think Frey didn't go in as. I think that is something that we've seen, maybe a trend. I don't know if you guys have seen with Frey. He doesn't. I don't know. He's afraid to use his body, and rightfully so. Like when he goes to clash with others, he doesn't necessarily go in as hard. But I feel like that's almost counterproductive too. Like he should go harder, because if not, he lends himself to being, taken out easier, and there's more injury there. But
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Inter Miami now having their second cooling break. It will give us a chance to see that replay. I don't know. It did look like Frey got the ball first, but it still maybe was body to body, so not enough to call for a penalty. But yeah,
I didn't see much contact at the bottom. I thought it mostly like shoulder to shoulder kind of. But we'll have to see if they show a replay.
What do you think, Scotty?
I probably wouldn't expect that to get called a penalty.
No, I
So,
don't
guys,
think
let's
so.
get your opinion on the big picture, because
Yes, please take over.
3-1 win potentially. It looks like Inter Miami should close this out, and obviously the conversation will change dramatically if they can't. But they get a draw on the weekend. Are the vibes better for you, or is this just you had to win this game? This is one of the worst teams in the league. A 3-1 win makes a lot of sense. Do you feel better about this? Is it okay? You did what you had to do here, but let's see what happens against Columbus on the weekend. Where are you guys at with this?
I don't feel better about the overall picture yet, but I think that last game and this game are steps in the right direction. So I think that that's important as you move along. You have a team that if they would have gone down earlier, a team that usually when they go down early, you don't have any faith that they can come back. So the fact that they played against the number one team in the East away from home and were able to show resilience in that game to be able to come back was definitely a step in the right direction. You come here and you beat a team that you're supposed to beat, where you're winning 3-1 with a comfortable lead, I think is a step in the right direction. We'll have to see what this team looks like against Columbus, but ultimately for me, what would make me feel better is while there aren't high expectations necessarily going into the Club World Cup, I don't think that they can go in there and just flop and get absolutely embarrassed. That to me would be the worst thing and would make things even, I think, more difficult after the fact. So I just want them to use this game, build off of the momentum against Philadelphia, build off of the momentum here, hopefully get a good result against Columbus, and at least look competitive in the Club World Cup. If they can look competitive, even if they lose every game, if they actually looked like they were in it, like they found an identity, like the level across the board has gone up for every player, I think that's what I'm looking for, and that'll at least give me a bit more confidence going into the other part of the season.
Yeah, I'm maybe a little bit more of an optimist than Gian, because I think that it's actually been, I said that Saturday post-match when we did our episode, that could be a season-defining change, because I said the week before when we lost to Orlando in what was one of the worst showings I think we've seen in Miami since the Messi era, I said this is a game changing season. It's either you go on the up from here and this is your rock bottom, or it all falls apart and we don't know what is going to happen with Messi and the future of this club. However, That comeback tie against Philly, huge. That was resilience. That was an amazing Messi free kick. That was giving the team a little bit of, oh, okay, well, maybe, down and out, not anymore. Today, yeah, we're winning, but you know what? They've had to do it all. They've had injuries, they've had yellow cards, they've had a lot of things go against them. And to be able to get this result puts them in a really good position for Columbus. I think best possible change in energy has happened, and they need to capitalize on it.
Yeah, certainly that goal from Messi last the weekend there was the potential that it was going to change a lot from a mentality perspective, and I do think that's carried over in this game. They do feel more confident offensively. Segovia and Messi seem to have a really nice chemistry in this game, at least for the first 60 minutes until things started opening up a little bit. And Messi, I thought, has looked really good and dangerous in this game, and he hasn't always looked dangerous over the past 6 weeks or so. So that's, I think, a great start. And you put up 3 goals like this, you're going to start feeling more confident.
And that's 3 goal contributions for Messi in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's building confidence, but are you guys like ready to turn the page?
They have to. They have
to.
No, not even close.
My confidence is very, very low. Not in some of the people in charge of the organization right now.
Guys, this is part of the championship DVD. Come on.
Nah, this is game by game. I think this was the bare minimum that Inter Miami could do against Montreal.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, they have not been that good.
No, they haven't.
Montreal has been quite poor. Of course, Inter Miami has to show up against whoever's put in front of them, so absolutely no issues there. And I think we've played a really good game. You pointed out there's been some issues with injuries and stuff. I think some of those played in our favor and actually helped us. The yellow cards to the midfielders and everything didn't necessarily help, but overall, we've done exactly what we should have done in this game. I think we get a good result. Build confidence. This is a team that's really short of confidence, so building this confidence is going to be very important going into that Columbus game. But I think it's brick by brick. If we go up against Columbus and then we collapse again, then we're back to square one. So I think you build from the momentum that you had against Philadelphia. You build even more momentum and confidence in this game. And I think hopefully when we go up against Columbus, we'll be a team that's believing in itself. And you can already see there's some really good things happening. Messi's playing really well. Segovia is really good. So there's been a few really positive changes in this game that I think we need to just keep building on from.
Yeah,
you know what I think this 3-game stretch has been? Both the first 2 games have sort of pushed off.
God.
We're doing good.
Sheesh.
It sort of pushed us off whether we're going to go off the edge or stay back on. And now it feels like there's a lot of pressure on this Columbus game, because if they lose 3-1 at home, then we're all back to feeling terrible about it. But if they can win, then I think almost everything is forgiven, because then you get the break in the Club World Cup, and then it's going to feel like a fresh start to the second half of the season after that, because it'll have been almost a month since we played MLS games. So
yeah,
I think this game is really big.
What's your expectation for Club World Cup? Like, I guess, what's your expectation for this team in the Club World Cup, and then what would you like to see out of this team?
Do you think we're going to get anyone in the window? Start there.
I'll be honest.
Are we signing Cristiano Ronaldo? Start there. I'm asking everyone.
Guys, I gotta go. It's your time's up. No, I was very optimistic about Inter Miami in the Club World Cup 6 months ago. I thought people writing them off was premature, and I thought if you had the best player on the field in any single game, which I think they would against the 3 teams they're playing, that gives you a chance to win and compete. But I'll be honest, right now, I expect the team to lose
every game.
I expect the goal differential to be like 14-3 against us.
Oh no!
I'm not.
Okay, I agree. I agree. I have to agree with that one. But what do you want to see from this team, other than saying, I just want them to win? Like, what do you?
It's not that. I would love to not have people be like Inter Miami embarrass themselves, but the truth is, I think it's an awesome event that we get to be part of, and I think that's awesome. And so I'm just going to enjoy being a part of it in a way that not a lot of teams get to. And my favorite team in Europe's not going to be able to do it. So
Who's your favorite team in Europe?
I'm a Manchester United fan.
Oh, and then you're not gonna like me because I'm a Tottenham fan.
That's okay. I don't have any problem with Tottenham. Okay, guys, I gotta go because I gotta set up for us. But I do
Yes.
appreciate you giving me an opportunity to come talk to you guys. I do enjoy it, and I hope we get to do it again soon. But until then, have a great night, and let's close this game out, okay?
Oh, thanks so
Awesome.
much,
Thanks,
buddy.
Scotty, for dropping by.
I'm
of
doing
course.
this again on. You can jump up, but I was saying, sorry, I'm doing this again Saturday night for the game against
Yes,
Columbus. Because I'm still away. Won't be at the stadium. Gian, I think, will be at the match.
Yeah, I'll be at the
But
stadium.
I will be doing the stream. So if we want to run this back,
Yeah, absolutely. If we have time, for
Yeah.
sure. I'll stick around for a little bit longer because
Yeah.
I don't have to do the logistics. I'm just gonna go join Scotty when he's ready. So I'm gonna keep watching the game.
Sorry,
good, yeah,
do you
so-
feel this? Do you feel the same? 14-3 goal aggregate, or rather, the score aggregate for Club World Cup. Do you feel the same as Scotty?
Honestly, no. I think we're not going to win any of the games. And
Yeah.
I've maintained this even before we started the season. I was very not pessimistic, but tempered in my expectations of what's going to happen in the Club World Cup, even with Messi in top form. Going into it now with this form, I think we are definitely losing all the games. But I think Inter Miami needs to just make the most of the occasion, right? Just compete with the teams that you're up against, put up your best showing, show that, because you're not just representing the team, you're representing the MLS as well. So just be competitive, and then whatever happens, happens. I think it's going to be not 4-3. I think it's going to be more.
Oh,
Que golazo!
Wow.
oh,
What
that's
a
four.
goal!
Lionel Messi, second goal of the game.
What a goal!
With an incredible assist from Luis Suarez. Inter Miami flying 4-1. Look, I know what you guys are saying. Montreal is the worst team. But let me tell you something right now. This is a huge result for this Inter Miami team. Because you are
Absolutely.
seeing,
Yes.
for Suarez, that's now 3 goal contributions in one match for him. That's 2 goals and an assist. He needed that so much. Messi, excellent goal to start the game. Excellent goal to end the game. Dealing with a lot of difficult things in this match, injuries, yellow cards, difficult scenarios, all of the things to do, knowing you had to win, and you pull off a hell of a result after on the backs of Philadelphia. I think this game means a lot more than just a regular, just a regular Wednesday win. I think this can mean a lot.
No, I completely agree with you on this. I think you can only beat the team that's put in front of you. So whether it's Montreal, whether it's Columbus, or whether it's Cincinnati, Inter Miami has to go out and win. And yes, the way that we're doing it is very impressive. I'm really glad. But more than anything, I think it's the confidence that's going to build up from this win, because this team, as I said, has completely been devoid of confidence over the last month and a half, 2 months, and now you're starting to see some sort of a belief come back, and that for me is, I think, more important than anything else. The
Agreed.
scoreline's fantastic, but I think this is going to be huge going into the next few games of the season.
The belief,
And
the
we played well.
confidence. They
We
needed
played really
it.
well. Exactly.
They need Ian Frey, I thought, had an excellent game.
Excellent
You
game.
know,
Yeah.
That's something you needed to see as well. Noah Allen, excellent game. Look, you lose Jordi Alba in the first 20 minutes. You lose Lujan. You lose Tomas Aviles all in the first half. Only up by 1 goal after a really bad run of form. This could have gone in a lot of different ways. It really could have. But what are you thinking, Gian? Has this swayed you at all? I mean, those were 4 excellent goals, and you're seeing Messi and Suarez confident, scoring goals, creating goals, and that is what this team has been missing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, again, as I said a few minutes ago, a step in the right direction, and momentum. You want this team to look good game after game, not just one-off game here or there. So I think that that's great. The fact that Luis Suarez, your striker that was in a goal drought, scores not 1, but 2 goals and an assist, I think is excellent for him and for this team. We have to remember these guys outside of the Barcelona 4, look at them as leaders of this team. And I think that when they see some of these guys not performing to the level that they're expected to, it is a downer for you. Like, you're depending on these guys, you're depending on Messi, you're depending on Suarez. So I think it's excellent for them. And as Sar just said, you play the team that's in front of you, and I think that winning 4-1 against any team, even the worst team, is a really good, a freaking really good result for this Inter Miami team. So it's just excellent. They could have easily lost. If they would have lost against this team, man, that would have been really tough. But the fact that they're not only winning, but winning 4-1, man, it is great.
And
And
everyone played well.
everybody, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
played well.
yeah.
Can they take this
Oh.
into Saturday? That's the question. We're in the first minute of 3 stoppage time, by the way. Obviously, looking like Inter Miami are going to see this out comfortably. We're just hoping for an easy next 2.5 minutes. But the big question, right, is can you go from getting a 2-goal deficit back in Philly with huge moves starting with Messi? Then you get this huge result, great goals by your goal scorers and your goal creators. Can this be brought to Columbus? And then from there, the Club World Cup. That is what is on everyone's mind.
It's game by game. I hope they can. I hope they show up against Columbus. But at least now we have something to build on, and that's what matters. I'm slightly annoyed, though, because Scotty not only predicted the lineup perfectly, but he also got the score prediction right. And I didn't get any of them.
4-1.
So, yeah,
You got 4-1? Wow.
So either Inter Miami needs to score one or Montreal needs to score. But
You almost got it.
I know.
No, don't say
Shouldn't
that.
have asked for that.
No,
Shouldn't have asked for that.
Ustari too, right? Look, I mean, I think over
No.
the last month, we've seen a lot of things go wrong for Inter Miami. A lot of little things go wrong. One of them was Oscar Ustari, who had a few bad matches and gave away a few goals. And with Drake Callender out for the season, you know, he needed to reassert himself that he's the right choice for number 1 and that he can be
the only choice right now.
A big
Oh,
showstopper.
damn. Oh, crap.
Shoot.
I think I manifested that one. I'm sorry, guys.
But you know what? That wasn't his fault. That was everyone in the box. That's like this is a garbage time goal. Doesn't matter. I still think though it is true that Ustari, an
No, he had a
important
good
piece
game.
that had a great game. Think of those 2 huge stops he made when the game was still only 1-0. Like,
And he had that stop right before the 2-0, right before we scored our goal. So good shot from him. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it there. Head out to our post-match reaction. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope we can do this again soon.
yes, I will invite you. Tell
Definitely will.
everyone where they can come watch your post-match stream.
We are going live on YouTube, Twitter, Drive Pink Dialogue. Look for us. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.
All right.
Thanks,
Alex.
Dog. Take care. Bye.
All right. Well, Gian, you made it through the whole game. How's your other game going? I know you.
So my
probably have it
team-
on.
My team is winning 2-0 in
nice.
Copa Libertadores against Central Córdoba from Argentina, where they're playing in
Copa
Quito, and they actually have to win by 2 goals in order to be able to pass out of the group stage, and they're doing that. They're winning 2-0. So I'm a happy camper. After this, I'm going to drop off, and I'm going to go and watch the second half because they're about to.
Well, and there's a final whistle. There's a final whistle. Look, I don't think you can count that last goal. It was a minute and a half left, and the team was kind of reining in. So, regardless, what an amazing result for Inter Miami. 2 goals for Lionel Messi, 2 goals for Luis Suarez. What more could you ask for? Over 1,700 people watching. Yes, we had some injuries. End of the game, Inter Miami players are not looking happy, but you know what? This was a huge victory for the team, and can hopefully bring all of this energy and this goal scoring form to Saturday's match.
Yeah. What a game. Honestly, this is what this team needed. They needed something good to come out of this drought that they've been in. Suarez comes out of this drought with 2 great goals, with a assist. You even get a Messi goal in this one. You've got a plethora of great things happening for this team. And the important thing is, as we talked about it with our guests, it's game by game. It's built off of the previous game. They built off of that game against Philadelphia, playing away from home, tying the game, coming back, resilient tie, coming back here, winning 4-2. For the most part, everybody looking great. So I'm happy for that. Now you have Columbus coming up at home. I think it's important to win that game. And then 2 weeks later, you got Club World Cup. So we're going to see what this team is made of over the next couple of weeks. The best case scenario is they find their identity. Mascherano finds the right personnel. Everybody's level starts to come a little, continues to rise, as we saw with Suarez. And second half of the season, we've got We've got the Leagues Cup. We've got a bunch of really fun things coming. So I'm happy overall. I'm really happy with what we saw today and this experience doing the watch along with you guys. Man,
Yeah,
just
you guys have
a
been
blast.
amazing. I
A
mean, we've had
blast, a
thousands
blast.
of people watching. It's been awesome. Gian, thank you for staying the whole time. I agree with everything you said. It's been awesome. Like I said before, first of all, thank you to all the guests who joined. The boys from Drive Pink Dialogue, Fabian, brought a lot of energy and excitement and conversation. Great match overall. Amazing comments from you guys. Thank you so much for participating. I will be back Saturday. Gian will be at the match. But I will be back Saturday doing a live stream for Columbus, and we will of course put out more content before then on Twitter and on YouTube at Messi and Co. So make sure you're tuned in. But thank you all so much for watching. This was awesome. Leave a comment. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you want to see more of. And let us know who was your man of the match, because I think it shows that Luis Suarez got it, but I don't know. Messi started off with a pretty sweet goal, so could have gone either way.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm gonna drop off, but
I'm
it
dropping
was a
too, so
pleasure.
thank you. Thank you for watching this episode of Messi and Co. I'm Ashley. That is Gian, and we will definitely see you next time.
All right, see you guys.